But I do like the list card limits as per usual. I'm not too sure what the changes were. I do see the Guardian Slimes. I think you already had those in. How are the Memories of Hopes? Let me know, let me know. So for the next deck list, we got CD Sonic's branded list. Here with the 3 Fallen of Albaz plus 50 cards with 1 Quem, 2 Cartesia, of course. You know, I do always recommend, I think 2 Cartesia is actually quite correct at 50. I think 1 Quem, though, definitely you would need 2, but if you're waiting for, you know, your budget options, I totally understand. You do have no Allure of Darkness, so we don't need the double Mercurier, so I totally understand that. And then you do have the Super Polys and the Droplets. Super Poly gang, guys, since we saw Steven out there with Super Poly. It's making me want to run Super Poly again, guys. I got the QCRs nice and ready and waiting. So this is also our weekly segment where we roast your guys' deck lists. Check out, you know, all the meta trends and all that fun stuff. Submit your deck list down in the deck list description of my Discord if you'd like me to roast them. Do have the 3 sphere mode, the golden balls, of course, and we do. I have no problem with the main deck if I'm being honest. Outside of the 2 Quem, or no 2 Quem. Side extra deck, you need 2 Grand Guignol. Stop capping. Stop the cap. Like you're gonna have to make some sacrifices. Take out Stapelia. And the side deck, 2 D barriers cope, so put that to 1. Zombie World is fine. Yeah, I need to get actually contacts. I used to, if you go on my like older videos, I didn't wear glasses. I need to get contacts though. But I do love my glasses. They're nice. Nice little Ray-Bans. Yeah, no, I do like this list. Just make the changes I said. Or else I will keep calling your list Cope. Yagi went 3-1 at VIP event. Good job, good job. Not bad, not bad. Close, close. 52 card list. We love awkward numbers here on Metagames GX Incorporated. Do have the droplets plus the eclipses plus 2 dark rulers. 2 dark ruler plus 2 for the Hakuna Matata ratios, of course, Yagi likes to do. How was your deck currently? We'll go over that in a future stream. 3 Fallen of Albaz plus 3 Saronir plus 2 High Spirits, also 1 red. But if you want something that's current, I would go my last deck profile that's not the White Forest deck profile. And then you have the 3 Mulcharmy on the side. I think Mulcharmy is really good, so that makes sense. It lets you see, you know, your hand traps against the Beatrice FTK, but you're not running any hand traps besides the Bestials, so I'd definitely get some Nibiru's in there. Cosmics are fine. Blazing is probably a bit too slow right now. And then you have the 2 Grand Guignol and the Masquerade. I do like this list. Pretty good. Really solid list, actually. I have no issues with it. I mean, maybe like just put in 3 Dark Rulers and then drop the droplets. Long John Silver with his branded Marincess deck. So we have 3. Stop dropping my new phone. We do have 3 Blue Tang with the 1 Mandarin and the 3 Mulcharmy with the 4 other, or with the 12 other hand traps. I appreciate that with the 1 wave. 2 Silent Sea Nettle and then the Talents package. Quite a simple deck list, but it works. It's really cool. He's been doing quite well with this list. He is running the Sea Crack or the Kraken card, and then his side deck is more hand traps plus deck lockdown and floodgates. So solid, very solid Marincess list. I like it. I like it. What was your first ever Yu-Gi-Oh deck? Says Lightning Storm Gamer. Well, I appreciate you checking out the stream, Lightning Storm Gamer. My first Yu-Gi-Oh deck was, well, I've been playing Yu-Gi-Oh since the game first came out, so my first Yu-Gi-Oh deck technically was a Yugi structure, or no, a Kaiba structure deck. I remember getting a Kaiba structure deck first, and I was kind of disappointed because I liked Yugi more, even though like in retrospect that was probably a cooler thing to do. And but my first actual competitive Yu-Gi-Oh deck was Lightsworn. Um, I built Lightsworn as a kid, and I also built Lightsworn coming back in 2014 first. You guys can actually see the original deck profile on my channel. If you go back like to my oldest videos from 10 years ago, you can see my old Lightsworn build. And then also Blackwings I used to play. I used to play Bujins. I used to play Shadals. Then I played Domain Monarchs. I played Nekroz a little bit in between. Plus then I played Pepe Pendulums. And then Draco Slayer Pendulums. And then I played Dinosaurs a little bit in 2017. Barely, and then in Metal Foes barely, and then like I stopped playing with MR when Zodiacs and MR4 came out because that was just way too much. And then I came back and played Tearlaments, and yeah, that's kind of like my deck history with Yu-Gi-Oh! I also love Heroes. Heroes is a deck I played probably as a kid. That was like maybe my first archetype as a kid. What was your first Yu-Gi-Oh deck? Lightning Storm Gamer would love to hear what all your guys' first Yu-Gi-Oh decks were. Used to just play Yu-Gi-Oh with my dad. It was the best. Let's see. I gotta put back on the music here. Of course, of course. All right, so here's Owen in the chat, channel member, with his updated branded list. 46 cards with the Dragoon package with a Tood in the main. He's not making Pep, he's making Dispater and Lulu Wall Lilith, which is cool. I love Etude. We've been testing Etude in the branded Whitewoods version. I'm surprised you aren't running like a Stellar in here, frankly, at that point. Oh, dang, did I miss my deck list? Maybe. I'm going in order. Is Stapelia the most cuttable extra deck card? Yes. I think that or Elbow Lenatus. No, send the code real quick. You see Blue Eye support? What did I say I was gonna happen before Yuri booted me like a meanie head? Yeah, bro. Yo, Chase. How are you doing, Chase? I'm glad you weren't here for the ban list predictions because I had Sangan at banned, and then I was bullied to put it to 1, and then I put Kaiman to 1. Hope you're doing well though, Chase. I'm gonna add you back tonight, and because Yuri hasn't said anything. I was like, I was gonna talk to Yuri for you, but I haven't talked to Yuri. Yeah, the Blue Eye support's insane, bro. Is that like it's gonna be great for Dragon Link? Do you like? Is it good for Tenpai too? I wonder. But yeah, the new Blue Eye support is insane, Chase. EPA, how's it going? This Marin list is currently undefeated. Thanks, Corey. No problem. My first locals deck was Galaxy Eyes during Master Rule 4, and then my first comp deck was Magical Musketeers. Oh, very nice. So you played the Musketeers before the old Fiendsmith cards. So we do have the Dragoon in the side with the Dark Magician. I'm gonna say that's cope. You can't run that. I'm okay with the Etude, man. Like Etude's cool. It's a cool card. Like if you want to do something different, Golden Sword Soul might be a little cope, but it's fine. And the Ogre's fine. It's pretty high impact actually. And Banishment the side is like okay. Like I would run Lad at that point, but yeah, no, I'd just like take out like Dark Magician for Lad or something. Usually you have the Banishment already. Nadir is cool too. I love Nadir. I think you need more board breaking though in this deck, so you could run like 3 Dark Ruler on top of this. Book of Eclipse isn't gonna be enough on top of like the Nadirs. Brand Sword might need to be cut too at that point, just for less bricks. But you do have 3 Nadir, so that is good for 1 card starters. We do have Zelda Duelist in the chat with his blue or his Dark Magician Runic deck. Of course. I'm not really too sure any of these cards, but they're Dark Magician cards. So I see Illusion of Chaos, I see Runic cards. So, I mean, I see Dark Magician. I presume you're doing lots of stuff with Dragoon and the Dark Magicians. And then he's running the Blue Eyes Link here because he can link off his Spellcaster. That sounds pretty good just to have a regular link. Is that just good enough to run like that? That's pretty cool. Very cool they added the Blue Eyes link. Yeah, that new Blue Eyes link is crazy. Chase in the chat. The new Blue Eyes stuff is cracked. You can do so much with the link one. Tenpai won't be touched on the ban list. Mark my words. Also, I will throw Tenpai away so fast when Blue Eyes structure. When we get the Blue Eyes structure deck. Yeah, no, the Link one is insane. It's one of the best Link ones that we've gotten in a minute. Besides Requiem. Requiem's pretty good, but big slaps in the chat. Light Pulsar plus Red MD OG Chaos Dragons. Oh, we love OG Chaos Dragons. One of my favorite decks from back in the day. EPA, my first deck was Dark World. Brand is my first competitive deck. Very cool. Love to see it. The branded Andes in the chat. Yeah, no, that Blue Eye support. I'm sort of surprised how good it is. Also, Magia being banned or being so much. Does that make a difference, Chase? Like Magia, like do you need Magia, or can you run it just as good without Magia? Because I saw a lot of the combos go through Magia. We do have Maxis. Oh, we have a new oh, cool. This is our first Mermaid list. Our first Rage of the Abyss Mermail Atlantean list. We are running 3 of the new Mermail Atlantean card, plus 3 of the new Atlantean monster. Very cool, plus the new equip spell, plus the new Link, which basically makes Gaios into just an insane card, and then the new Link, or Xyz as well. This is very cool. You are not a ton of room for non-engine, I will not lie. You do have room for the Molcharmies because that is a water card. I would probably still be running the Fubaros though, and you do have the Imperm plus the new Trap. You're running what is this card? Xyz armor? Confused why, or because you are running the Xyz core. Got it. Maybe like change the Xyz core. I don't think this deck needs that, and like try to get some more hand traps in there, but this deck looks very good and very powerful. Maxi Emag, I remember Dark Strike Fighter. So yeah, you've been around, Maxi. I remember Dark Strike Fighter too. I remember when that shit was not eroded, when it was legal. Brand deck's not running 3 Shrouded Dragon is copium. I agree, Epon. Yeah. So very cool list. Very cool list. Thanks for saying that, and Maxi. Appreciate the uniqueness on this list. Lightning edits deck list. So we got 2 of them. We got this one, which is a double Masquerade plus Dragoon combo with at least you still have Puppet in here. It's a 40 card list too, so I like that. You don't see Branded always run 40 card lists, but I think we've put out enough 40 card list content to show that it's still definitely pretty good. We saw like Clifton Land pilot a 42 card list to great success. I think you just need to have a lot of board breakers, which you do not, so you probably want to add 3 board breakers, and whether it's like I would remove the droplets too, because you can't be sacrificing your board space. So I'd get in like 3 dark rulers, 3 eclipses in this list, so you don't lose to Imperm FTK. Remove the ad lib too, you don't need it. Remove the ashes and you'll just do fine. I think you could use thrust as well, but obviously it looks like more of a budget list, so that's fine. I think it's probably just fine in that, from that respect. And then you do have lightning edits, their Synchron list, which I'm not too familiar with Synchrons, except that this card, it goes Bird, Junk Warrior, Jug Speeder. It just summons like 5 cards from your deck. It's crazy. So very, very cool. Very cool. And then we have Slayer here with his branded list. Shout out to Slayer in the chat. Shall remember Slayer. All right, so we have 2 Quem, 2 Cartesia, 3 Aluber, 3 Shrouded Dragon with the Asteria, the first Stellar sighting in the chat for one of these deck lists at least. And we still have the Dark Rulers plus the Eclipses with 2. This is 50 card list as well, obviously. 2 High Spirits, and then 3 opening, saying it's at 1, which is funny. And 1 branded in red. I think this is probably as close to a perfect main deck as you can get. And then extra deck is quite good too. Nothing else to say there. And then you just have a really nice combination of board breakers. I'd say a Stellar might be a little too much in 50 card, but I think it's fine. And then the side deck, you do have 3 Droll and Lockbird plus the 1 Magnamut, which is fine when you aren't running other draw cards. And you still run the Imperm, so you do have things to not get FTK'd. Remember, I said I made this in a short. I've said this on my stream before, guys. You really do need to have hand traps for all the FTKs going on between the Snake Eye deck and the Fiendsmith cards. So these they'll just go Beatrice, send Angel Blue Tier, send the barrier. You need like Nib or Droll or something. And Droll's not that good in my opinion. A lot of them will play through Droll unless you have 2 hand traps. So I would remove the Droll and put Nibs personally. And then like add some more Charmies. That's fine. You have some going first options between the Nadir and Duplication, which I like, and the Cosmics for back row. You could definitely fit in the Mulcharmies though. What main deck cards should be sided out? Always side out. I mean, it depends, right? Because if you're going first, you can side out your board breakers going first. That's your most easy thing. If you're going second, you can side out things like for going first. So things like Brandon and High Spirits, the second Mercurier, this more fusion duplication need be. I still like keeping 1 fusion duplication so you can break their board and then have 1 for setting off a thrust still. Because a lot of the time it's still your best thrust target sometimes. Even going second. So second fusion branded opening could always be sided out. Second brand red could always be sided out, in my opinion. Maybe like a Lubellion, but I still think keeping a Lubellion in is pretty important. And then we have Veros, aka showing off the EPA deck list. The Abyssborn Hero with the 1 Stellar. We love a Stellar in the main deck. With the 3 Shroud Dragon, 3 Aluber, with 3 Cartesia plus 2 Quem. The 3 Cartesia might be a little bit too much, but I think it's just fine. We do have the Branded and White, guys. I want to see you guys running Branded and White. It's such a good card, but you are also running Branded Banishment, which might get a little bricky, but it's fine. 1 Branded White, or Brandon Red with 2 talents plus 3 Dark Ruler for your board breaker package. Maybe run the 3 Eclipse over and play 1 talents and remove the banishment. That's what I would like do to this main deck, and then like maybe remove a Cartesia. You'll have a lot better time going second. And then you are running Mysterion, which is also very cope. Mysterion's cool. I guess you can make it off of white, but like you can make your other cards off of white, such as like Borreload. Like Borreload's way better. You need Borreload. Borreload should be in every branded side deck or extra deck. I go into that card and use that almost as much as like Mirror Jade or Sanctifier, to be honest, to just be popping back row and just putting pressure on my opponent every turn. You do have Borreload in the side at the very least, which I understand. At least you have to run that, but I would put that in the main over Mysterion. Like, what is Mysterion for? I mean, I get what it's for, but it's not really going to be winning you any games. And then Light and Darkness Dragon's good, I guess, with the Banishment in the main. You could always, you know, put that on the side or something for going first. Droll, take that out for Nib. Droll's really bad right now. You need like 3 more hand traps as well on the side to stock the FTKs, but the Evenlies are good. I would just... You're not even running Super Poly, so like the Starving Venom is useless. I'd like remove that, Masquerade for time, and put the Boral in the main. Herald's also pretty cope right now because there's like no Pearlies right now. Brand White is heavily slept on. The card is a branded fusion in some cases. Yeah, completely agree. I just think like Boral would do way more in your main deck. Also, you need 2 Grand Guignol for playing through hand traps. But like, you know, outside those mini changes, I think the deck is very good still. Like, there's nothing like fundamentally wrong. I just think there's things on the edges. Like, you could remove the Mysterion, put in Boral in the main, second Guignol, maybe remove the branded banishment and put in the side for going first. Very good decklist EPA. And Krabs' list he almost topped a regional with. He went 20th at the remote regional with this, so shout out to Krabs. With the last deck that we are going to be roasting, with his 3 Shrouded 60 card build with the Stellar plus the Patchwork. Very unique. We do have the Patchwork. I think Patchwork is very good against like Appaloosa boards because you're able to chain block your effects through Appaloosa. So Appaloosa has to like respond to the Edgem chain after you go poly, so that you can go chain link one Guardian Chimera and they can't negate it. Very good in that respect, and you do, like I said, have the Stellar to kind of bridge off of things since you have so many spells and traps to pitch, so it's always just so good. You do run the 2 Quem, 3 Cartesia, 3 Saronir with the 3 Albaz, of course, with 1 Mercurier because you are not running the Allure of Darkness, but you are running the 3 High Spirit plus the Sword, so you can get back that Mercurier very easily, and then you do run 3 Pod Desires with 1 Imperm in the main for your other board breaker. You have no other board breakers besides the 1 Imperm plus 1 Dark Ruler, which is quite interesting, but you do side the other Imperms and Dark Rulers, which is cool. How did that work out for you, just having the patchwork as the dark? Oh, you do have the Book of Eclipses. I was gonna say, okay, if you... That makes sense with the Book of Eclipses, because then you have a lot of board breakers between the patchwork stuff and the book. And then the 1 Imperm for like the thrust target under D-Shifter, which is really spicy. I like that. And then the 3 Dogwood and the 3 Molcharmi in the side. No Phantasme, so we're not doing the Cursed Italian ratios. And then 1 D Barrier plus the other Book of Eclipse. Just filling out ratios. And then the Shadal Dragon and the Masquerade plus the Feather Duster with a pretty standard extra deck on top, except for the Magnum the Reliever. Still running the Alba Lunatus, no Stapelia. Magnum the Reliever is very good in a patchwork build because you can make it very easily off of like Cartesia or Polymerization to constantly put pressure. Like this plus Borreload, you're popping 2 cards plus Mirror Jade. You're just like, you're 3 card removal every turn. It's crazy. Corey meta gives Deku vibes when he's explaining deck profiles, and I'm here for it. I definitely try to get really like heady with the information, so I appreciate it. Switch Boral with Alba, very good, very good. So yeah, that was the last deck. That was the last deck list, guys. I do appreciate everybody coming through to the stream. This was a really nice stream, really fun stream. Got a lot of things done. You got deck profile. We got all the things roasted, of course.